This is YM episode 6. Now, I was thinking, what two shows that I have noticed, or 3 shows I have noticed, that have been on the air for years that didn't actually change much. I mean, I can think of 3 shows that are still the same, and they don't make them anymore. I mean, they make one show still, but that's about it. And that show is a little off, but it's still pretty good. I mean, better than some of the other stuff on TV, like TN's Go. That's terrible. That's real bad. But, like, other shows like that, classic shows are better, okay? Like, I can name a classic show right now. I can name 3 classic shows that hasn't changed much. I mean, one show made a life version of it, but that's about it. But we'll talk about the show later. Today we're going to talk about Tom and Jerry, the Jetsons, and the Flintstones. Okay, let's start with Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry's been around since the 1930s, okay? They've been around since the 30s. They haven't changed much. They had a couple episodes with voices in it. Tom sings, Jerry, beats him up. There was a movie called Tom and Jerry, the movie, and that movie actually had pretty good stuff in it. Also had a character that you don't see anymore. Doopy was in it too. I mean, those shows were good. I mean, they didn't change much. I mean, Tom and Jerry was a good show. I mean, I liked it. I loved it. I mean, Tom and Jerry's good, okay? Tom and Jerry, you gotta think here, Tom and Jerry didn't change. It still hasn't changed today. I mean, they still do movies with them, but they don't change. I mean, the only movie that sucked was maybe the Road Race and maybe the Mars movie. Those 2 episodes I have seen kind of went off. But it was pretty funny because Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the Mars movie, and he said, "Here's a Hummer." Sorry about that. He said, "Thank you for saving America. Here's a Hummer." It was so funny. And then the Road Race, that's one of them. And then they had a road race. That was a good one too. They had a Chrysler van in it. Okay. It looked like the van I owned at one time. It was a Chrysler van, which was actually a Plymouth van I actually owned. They had one that looked like that. They looked like they had a Pontiac GTO used in Smokey the Bandit. They had someone dressed like Eel Knievel who drove the Pontiac. And then they had a soccer mom who drove the red van. It looked like a Chrysler van or a Dodge van or a Plymouth van. And she was from Wisconsin. They got some pretty good stuff there. They had someone named Granny who drove a 30s, maybe 40s coupe convertible. Actually, correction, a 40s convertible or a 40s, 30. It looked like a 40s or 50s convertible, but it had the bent hood like a 30s or it had a bent hood like the ones that you see in the 40s. Those cars are good. But Tom and Jerry, their cartoons have always been good. They're pretty good. They haven't changed in years. If you like Tom and Jerry, they haven't changed. Well, I know part of a Tom and Jerry special feature they had of this guy Nick the Navy dancing with Jerry also added something extra. The Fox company did the same thing. They used it and erased Jerry and put Stewie there in an episode of Family Guy. But just getting back to Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was good. I just cannot believe what Jerry did. Jerry took care of a little baby. A little kid that was an orphan. He volunteered a lot. Some of the episodes of Tom and Jerry, you see the young mouse. I don't know what his name was because I don't read cursive that well. But I liked it because Tom and Jerry, Jerry actually having someone to hang out with was nice. That's pretty cool though that Tom and Jerry been around since almost 70 years almost now? 70, 80 years? That's a long time to be on the air for. There's not many shows around the world that still do that. You gotta think there's not many things that happen around the show anymore these days that, do that. But, Tom and Jerry was a good show. Still on the air today, like I said. It's on forever. Now, let's change the subject to the Jetsons. The Jetsons been around since the 50s, 60s, and stuff like that. Okay, the Jetsons were based in the future. There's another TV show was like that, but I don't know. There's actually a cartoon series called The Partridge Family. It was kind of like the Jetsons, but we're not going to talk about that because that show is made for a different subject or a different day. The Jetsons were based in the future. I mean, they've been around since the 50s. I mean, they didn't change much either. I mean, last time anyone has ever seen them was the 1990s when they had their own movie. I mean, that's pretty much about it. I mean, once in a while I've been hearing some recent things about the Jetsons maybe come back on TV. I don't know if it's true or not, but they may be coming back in the air maybe soon. I don't know when. But there has been people from my sources tell me that Jetsons will be coming back on the air on Cartoon Network, but I hope it's not as bad as some of the other stuff that's on TV. You know, like Teen Titans Go or some other stuff. It sucks. But Jetsons are good, okay? I mean, they've been on there since the 50s and 60s. They also did a spin-off for the Nurse Show I'm going to be talking about in a second. But, yeah, okay. But like I said, Jetsons been on the air for long as the Nurse Show has been on. From HB, I don't know the name of that show. I can't pronounce the name of it. They've been on the air with so many of their cartoons, okay? And the Jetsons kind of based it on the future. And then Family Guy did the same thing with that. Screwed up the Jetsons. And, you know, and the Fairly Parents did the same thing. But they made the Jetsons look more Italian and stuff like that. But, I mean, there's tons of cartoons that thought the future would be like it is today. Everyone thought our future would have flying cars and it looked totally different. I mean, well, it kind of is different. We do have flying cars, but there's still tweaks in the system to get them working properly. But we do have flying cars. They've been around since the 1990s, but they still need help. I mean, they're still working on them. So technically we do have them, but it needs to get better at it. So we do have flying cars. There actually is a car. It looks like a Jetsons car. There really is a car. It looks like a Jetsons car. Let me if I can pull it up real quick for you. It is a car. It looks like the Jetsons. I mean, let's see if I can. You'll try it. This car is. This car does look like the Jets. This car does look like the Jetsons. If I can get it up here, but it's not exactly like Jetsons, but it's close enough. The Peel Trident. That is the only thing you're getting close to the Jetsons car right now. I mean, there's also another car that did the same thing called the Messerschmitt. Let me see if I can pull that up. Messerschmitt.
According to Wikipedia, James.
It was also a car, had 3 wheels. I mean, I usually don't use my phone on these videos, but, you know, Messerschmitt, KR200. Okay, there we go. I mean, I don't speak that well. The Messerschmitt was different from the Peel. The Messerschmitt and Peel Trident had something in common. They both could hold 2 people. But the cool thing about this car is it had a bubble top like the Jetsons car did. So did the Peel. But I mean, those 2 cars were on. I mean, one car was actually on. The Peel, the Messerschmitt was on some shows from the Velocity Network, but still, those were some good shows. I mean, you know, Jetsons were good. They also did spin off of their show, but we're gonna go to that show. We're gonna talk about that show in a minute. We're talking about that show in about a minute. Now, okay, we're talking about the show right now. What is that better show that has been on the air long as the Jetsons? I mean, there's a few, but you gotta think here. What show had the Jetsons and this other character with them? I'll put the theme song up and you can guess. I usually don't do music because of this thing, but I'm going to be nice. Okay. I mean, there is one more thing that I want to say before we turn off the camera. This show's been on there maybe longer as The Simpsons have. Maybe. Not as long as them, but you know. I can't pick up the theme. The Flintstones. They've been on the air pretty much as long as the Jetsons. The Flintstones are just as good as the Jetsons was. They're based in Bad Rock. I mean, they're just as good. I mean, the thing is, though, the Flintstones are pretty good. I mean, that was a good show. I liked it. They had their own. They had a couple of their movies. I seen the Flintstones Rock Vegas one that was made in late '90s, early 2000s. Saw it at a theater. That was a good show. I wish it was still around, and that's about it. But you know, that's other shows that were pretty good at the time. I mean, every show you can think of is better and better every day. I mean, that's the only other show I can think of that is good. I mean, Flintstones was good. They made a live version. They had different cartoons. I watched a few of them. They were good. The first 2 episodes was silent. Okay, it's a silent intro. Then season 3 to today, they were off there. They had a musical day. I mean, the Flintstones had, you know, Gazoo in it, a real Gazoo. And I saw the movie, and it's where you meet Barney, Fred, and everything else. How he got a job at the quarry. Same thing with Barney. I mean, they worked together. They worked together for years. I mean, they've been friends for years. I think that's why they picked them. Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta think here. Then there was a spin-off with them together with the Jetsons, and accidentally the Jetsons had nothing wrong, but accidentally, the thing is, the accidentally the Flintstones with Barney and Betty accidentally transported to Jetsons Town, wherever they live, and Rosie had to help them out. Bing, bing. I mean, that was hard to do. I mean, all shows are good. I mean, Jetsons movie is good because Jetson got a promotion and got moved to a different place and became a vice president. He got raised and something happened, so he had to go back home. But he's still vice president. That was cool. And he was the 5th vice president because every single vice president that he had quit because of something bad happened to the factory. But you gotta think here, everything else was good. I mean, every show that I could think of that I talked about, like Tom and Jerry, Jetsons, and the Flintstones, have always been good. So, that's in this video. It's already 13 minutes long, and we can only do 15 minutes due to our licensing. Thank you.